Hello everyone and welcome back today for the first race here in the GT Sport League. We're here for a pre-season race at Kyoto Driving Park, and yeah, this is only a pre-season race similar to what we had in the weekend league. Yeah, just a quick pre-season race. No points are awarded for the result of this race, but we have managed to get 11 drivers here to joining us today. Some new faces and some familiar faces as well from last season, and we've also got a few regulation changes which I'm going to talk about throughout the stream. Unfortunately, it is just me up here in the commentary box for the future in the next 13 weeks of the GT Sport League, but I'm sure it's going to be a great time nevertheless. So stay tuned for the season. We've got 12 races lined up for you guys, so let's hopefully make this a really good season to enjoy. But yeah, and let's kick things off straight away. Well, we're in quali. It's the same 12-minute qualifying session as Furky the Viper puts on provisional pole position, 1 minute 36.2. But I'm going to quickly go through the sponsor. The sponsor. Well, actually, I'll get onto that. But we actually have a sponsor for the league. Well, for the GT Sport League for now. But that is the Black Country Metal Recovery sponsor. It's a new sponsor here, the first ever sponsor in Gavra Racing, believe it or not. So yeah, so we've been sponsored by that league, and the two drivers who are within the league, within the sponsor, sorry, Tiger Assassin and Two Saints, your previous GT Sport commentator, not commentator, sorry, champion, my bad, but these are the liveries that these guys have made together. You can see the British Racing green colours with the BCMR logo on the side, so a very nice livery, and I really do rate that one. But anyway, we'll get into the drivers while we have 7 minutes left in quali. I'll go through them as they are in on the list. So number one, we have Furky the Viper in the BMW. Some of you might recognise him from other leagues, but he is one of the new drivers joining us this season. And we've also got Math Gamer joining us, and I don't know why my keyboard isn't working, or I can't spectate Math Gamer. I don't know why, but we do have Math Gamer in. I can't remember what car he's in. I think he's in the Lexus, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. We've got Epic, who is in the Aston Martin. A very nice, vibrant Aston Martin, as he's in the coming up to the ramp to the line now, and sets 1 minute 37.0 on the medium tyres as well. And I'll get into why some people might be on the medium. But Woody, who's just put in the fourth quickest lap time after Tiger's put it on pole. Woody is in the Toyota Supra. Nice red and white livery on his car. Woody, obviously, a one-time race winner last week in the final race of the season. Was able to get that win at Dragon Trail. And the two BCMR races, we have Two Saint 028 in the Aston Martin, followed by his other teammates in the Aston Martin. I'll get onto teammates as well. So yeah, those two both in the Aston Martin. Who else have we got here? We've got Scouting Ninja. He's in the Mercedes, the same car that Two Saint and Duke ran last season. It's a nice silver Mercedes. We've also got Kez Trell, I'm going to call him, maybe just Kez throughout the season. He is in the Beetle, the Volkswagen Beetle, a nice vibrant orange colour to that car. And we've also got, I don't know how you guys want me to say this name, but I'm going to call him Finn. I don't know if it's II Finn or LL Finn, but we're going to go with Finn for now. He's in the Ferrari. I'm glad someone chose the Ferrari. Connor plays Fortnite in the chat, says he's stuck on auto drive. Where is Connor? I can't find him on my list. Oh, there he is, I believe, in the Audi. Let's just check. Yeah, I'm not too sure what the issue is there. Oh, there we go. He seems to be coming up the pits now. But there's one other driver who I've missed, and it's Simmerber. Simmerber is in the Porsche, another bright orange car. And I'll get on to why some of these liveries are very similar, because we have a new edition of a Constructors' Championship. When I say Constructors, I mean we've got the new edition of having two teams of two in the league. And as you can see, Tiger Assassin and Two Saint both in the same team. We haven't finalised teams yet. This is kind of the main idea of the pre-season race as well, just to get some teammates together, but Toussaint and Tiger are liveries. I believe Ted and Epic, I think, are teammates. Don't quote me on that yet. I believe those two are pairing up as teammates. And I really should know this before, but Simaba, I believe, is teaming up with, if I can find him, Kez. They're both in a orange livery. The main idea is to have a similar colour livery, or the exact same livery if you can. And Woody is teaming up with Play Dutchy. Play Dutchy, he couldn't unfortunately race today. But while we've got 4 minutes left, we're just going to quickly run through the grid order. Tiger Assassin's put it on provisional pole position with 1 minute 1 minute 34.1. He's currently on the super softs. I don't know whether that fastest time was done on the super softs or not, but that's his fastest lap of the session, and 300ths behind him is his teammate Toussaint. Third we have Ted Kez in 4th, Finn in 5th, Simaba in 6th, Epic in 7th, Ferky in 8th, Woody 9th, Math Gamer in 10th. I still can't spectate him. Let me just back out of the spectate. Sorry guys. Let's try it again. Okay, it doesn't let me spectate Math Gamer for some reason. We've got the Scouting Ninja in 11th, and Conister, it says he's in 12th. He's in the. I see you in the chat, Connor. But are you still in? Are you in control of your car? I'm not too sure what's happening here. He says no. I would say back out and join back, but then that would mean you would miss the race and quality. I'm not too sure what's happened there. But with 3 minutes left to go in the session, I'll just quickly also talk about what's the new regulation changes are for this track. We've not for this track, sorry, for the entire season. But we have increased the tyre wear and the fuel consumption. We now have ×5 tyre wear and ×3 fuel consumption. So we're going to actually see some different strategies and potential, 2-3 stoppers maybe. 1 stops I think are possible, but you do have to turn the engine down, and that can cost you quite a lot of time. So this is why we're going to see a nice variety of strategy, because last season it was just people pitting for super softs, but this season we might see different engine modes and different tyres. As you can see, I think everyone's on the soft. We've got Finn on mediums and Epic on mediums. I believe others are on super soft, sorry, yeah, some people on medium, some are on super softs. And so we've increased the tyre wear, and I think that's the main noticeable changes. Tiger's actually picked up damage. I don't know if he picked it up on anyone. I'm not seeing any physical anyone else with damage, so he might have lost it by himself. But I'm just trying to. So it doesn't let me just. Sorry guys, let me try and spectate Math Gamer real quick. This is I don't know what's happening, guy. I don't know why I can't spectate him. Oh dear, not that. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the main. Tyre wear and fuel consumption's the main. Oh dear. Hang on. Sorry. Do apologise. That's not planned. But who's on the lap? Toussaint's on the lap. Let's ride on board with Toussaint. I've got my mouse there. Give me a second. Oh, what? Oh, come on, GT Sport. Just work with me. We've got 50 seconds left in qualifying. Let's try it. Okay, here we go. Back on board with Toussaint. We'll literally ride on board with him on the nose cam as he approaches the downhill S section. A really tricky section of the track. He goes 2/10 purple in the first sector. As he approaches the final corner now. He's easy on the throttle, drops it down into 3rd gear. And in the run up to the line, I'll just move the cursor out of the way. It's going to be a 1 minute 34.0 and goes 5 hundredths clear on pole position. 8 seconds left in the session. A good lap from Toussaint. And Tiger Assassin now starts his flying lap. I believe we've got people coming through the downhill S section. We'll just let me try and find someone who is. Oh, it's Finn and the Scouting Ninja getting very close to each other. They might try and go for a move round the outside of the Mercedes, and that's going to cost him a few seconds on his lap. And I believe I just heard the screeching of tyres, and it's Ted. Ted is off into the barrier. Don't ask how I heard that. But let's just have a replay of that, of what happened to the... Okay, this is a great camera angle. Okay, can we all get a round of an applause for this amazing camera angle? We won't be able to watch that, unfortunately. But I believe people are crossing the line now. Ferky the Viper, Kez moves up into 3rd place. A good lap from him. Ferky the Viper stays in 7th place, but we've got Tiger Assassin now on his final lap as he approaches almost into the final 4th sector. Let's see what his sector split is. He's purple by 700ths, just like last season. Really close margins here in the GT Sport League as he negotiates the really tricky left-right. The S is downhill. It's tricky enough uphill, but try taking it downhill as finish. Just ignore that. And Tiger approaches the line, and it's all. And he bangs it on pole position at 1 minute 33.9 in the first. The only driver, I think, to get into the 1 minute 39s. 33. Sorry, I'm not on it. It's the first race of the season, guys. Give me, just let me get into it. But this is your final qualifying grid for today's race. Tiger Saturn on pole position, followed by Tuesday Kez, Ted, Epic, Finn in 6th, Ferky the Viper in 7th, Simmerber will line up in 8th place. Who's in 9th? I can't remember. But here's another look at the starting grid. Woody in 9th, Math Gamer in 10th, Scouting Ninja in 10th, and Conister in 11th. Have we lost someone? I thought we had 12 drivers. But anyway, we've now got the new edition of a grid start for this GT Sport League with a full start check. So if they do jump the start, then they will be forced to slow down to a certain speed. But I'm assuming I'm going to get the 5 red lights. Never mind, it's lights out and away we go for the pre-season race here in the GT Sport League. And it's a pretty good start from the majority of people. I believe two Saints not being challenged into turn 1. There's Epic looking for a move round the outside of Ted. Verky the Viper getting his way up into 6th place as Ted and Krez almost go side by side, so Kez and Ted going side by side. There's a little bit of contact between the Aston Martin, the Aston Martin and the Beetle, and Kez will defend the inside line into the first corner, into the 4th corner I believe, but Ted tries to go round the outside as unable to make the move. Ferky the Viper actually having a look on the Aston driver as they make their way down into the tricky braking zone, and with no collisions. I think that was there a car losing the rim? I think someone got a little bit twitchy on the rim. It's Simmerber's all over the back of the Ferrari as there's 2 cars going at it into the up the hill into the right hander. It's Ferky the Viper giving Woody a little bit of a squeeze, but all fair racing for now. As you can see in the background, I don't know what that was, but Ferky the Viper trying to go round the outside of Woody. A little bit of contact between the two as we look back as Finn getting the move, Simmerberg getting the move down on Finn as they go side by side now down into the downhill S's, and it's Simmerberg who's able to regain the position. But after lap 1, it's Tiger and 2 Saint who lead the way. The 2 BCMR drivers running very close to one another. Only 3/10 separate the two. Epic and Krez are going to be going. Kez is going to be looking for the move on Epic as they approach the run into turn 1. He's got the right hand side, but that Beetle is not particularly too quick in a straight line, it seems, against the Aston Martin. We'll just have to settle in behind for now. Looking down at the back of the field, actually, there's Kez and I believe that was Epic. I think they were going side by side before Kez almost lost the rail. Was able to keep it though, but so far the drivers keeping it really close to one another. Kez though and the Beetle will be trying to look for a move on Epic, but while doing so has allowed Ted to try and look for a move around the outside, and I think that's Woody looking for a move down the inside of Ted. Ted gets a snap of oversteer on the exit, and that's enabled Woody to go around the outside in the first part of the corner. Now for a right, and it's a nice move up into 5th place. A really good move. 2 Irishmen going at it here in the GT Sport League. It's what we love to see, but Woody's gone a little bit wide into the gravel. That could allow Ted up the hill to potentially look for a move. We're going to ride on board with the Aston Martin driver. The bright red Aston Martin has the inside line. and gets the move down on Woody, but Woody going wide has allowed Furky the Viper to go for look for a move down the inside, and Woody's lost 2 cars in 2 corners, so really unfortunate for him. As another battle up front, it's the 2 leaders going at it. Toussaint getting round Tiger, and that's allowed Epic to follow through. Let's just get a really quick replay of that, because I only just saw the end of it. But Toussaint doing the switch back there on his teammate Tiger Assassin into the downhill S's. We'll get a forward camera of it on the onboard side by side, and looking behind that just allowed Epic to follow through. On Tiger, and really unfortunate for him. But looking behind on Toussaint's on board, you can see there was 3 wide going into turn 1. Tiger on the inside backs out, but Kez doing really well to go round the outside of 2 drivers there. He's still side by side with Epic, but the BMW gets the traction on exit and gets the move up into 2nd place. But having a look at tyres, Kez is on the soft tyres, and these other guys on the mediums. Furky's on the softs. Ted's on the softs with rear damage. I don't know where he got that from. Woody's on the mediums. Simmerber's on the racing super softs. Finn's got front damage as well, so maybe he collided with Ted, and the Scouting Ninjas into the pits for the medium tyres. And Conister's also into the pits with engine damage. I don't know what happened with him. I didn't quite see it, but Tiger's all over the back of Epic, and I believe there's a car running wide. It's Furky the Viper and Woody. Woody's got, Ted. Ted's got damage. We'll just get a really quick replay of what happened here. Right on board with Ted into the downhill left-right, a really tricky section. And what's happened here then? So the Furky the Viper's gone wide. Ted's almost got the damage before. I didn't see that. So he'd already had the damage. I don't quite know what he got the damage for, but he might come into the pits. That's Woody's looking for a move down the inside into the S's section, and Ted picks up a 5/10 penalty for track extending. So we've got a really nice battle here in the midfield, but looking back up top, it's Toussaint who's leading, followed by Kez, Epic in 3rd, and Tiger closely behind in 4th. And in the background you can see there's a orange car going side by side with the blue car. It's Furky the Viper defending from Simmerber, and there's Ted going wheel to wheel with Woody, and Ted serving his penalty and is dropped down to 8th place, but he's serving his 5/10 penalty, promotes all these other guys up 1 position. Woody now into 5th place. Can't quite remember where he qualified, but he's done well, and he's actually put in the purple at the fastest middle sector of anyone so far. But back up to the battle up top, the gap between Kez and Toussaint's only 4/10, so really close battle for the top 4 all separated by 2 seconds here. Apologies guys, I've just spilt my drink everywhere, so let me just clean that up real quick. But anyway, in the background you can see Simmerber and Furky the Viper going side by side up the hill into the fast long right-hander, as Furky the Viper will have the outside line. Simmerber on the inside. Porsche versus Aston BMW, sorry, and Furky the Viper is able to get the move up into 6th place, and I believe that's Ted going wide, and he's got damage to both the front and the rear of his car. He'll probably be into the pits this lap as Tiger's got past Kez. Kez has dropped quite far back here. He's lost 2 positions. I'm not quite sure what happened. Will I be able to get a replay? No, unfortunately I won't. But we'll just have to keep an eye on this battle up front as Tiger's looking for a move down the inside of Epic. These 2 guys are going to go side by side into turn 1. We'll ride on board with the Aston Martin driver. Looks for a move down the inside, but not quite close enough, or is he? He keeps the front of his car in, but Epic closes the door firmly shut. And yeah, I totally, looking at the chat, yeah, Dutchy, so it is a really close field we've got here. The front guys all within about 1.5 seconds of each other, as so for these guys at the back, there's Furky the Viper. Sorry guys, sorry. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Woody and Furky the Viper. Oh god, I do apologise, it is the first race back, but Woody on the outside line, running wide, and Kez saying he's sorry as Tiger's got damage. Let's ride on board with Kez, and as Tiger already got the damage, he's already got the damage, so I've just missed it. And I do apologise, Dutchy, but Tiger, as Epic got damage, Epic's got damage as well. So there's been an incident between Kez, Epic and Tiger, and unfortunately guys I missed it because I was too busy. The spectator cam was all glitching out and everything, but this is going to create some interesting racing. It's almost 3 wide let's just ride on board with one of these guys so we can just get the perfect view of what's happening. Simmerber's being stuck behind his teammate with damage. And we might actually see a potential move here from Kez. He has front damage. Ferky the Viper's been promoted into 3rd place. Epic has dropped all the way down into 7th with engine damage and front damage. And Tiger's into the pits from the medium tyres. He would have wanted to go a little bit longer starting on those mediums. But he puts in a little bit of fuel, quite a bit of fuel actually. Promotes Ferky the Viper up into 2nd place. And Simmerber also into 3rd. So Simmerber and Ferky onto the podium. Tiger's come out just behind Kez. Kez has that damage, and I believe Kez actually let in Tiger go. I'm not sure what the incident was, but I believe Kez he did say sorry in the chat, so I'm not sure what happened there. See you, Dutcher. Can't believe you're leaving us over after only 9 minutes. But we'll see you next week, where we'll be in for round 1 of the GT Sport League at Brands Hatch. So we're starting off in Britain for the Brands Hatch Grand Prix, let's say, round 1. And I have work to do, yeah, okay. As Tiger's getting past Woody after the downhill heavy braking chicane, as he promotes himself up into 4th place. Good move. He's on the soft tyres, so maybe he's going to push on fuel and tyres, maybe make one more stop in this race. I'm not too sure. We've only had 10 minutes in this race, and it's already kicking a bit. We've got Toussaint leading the race by 6.7 seconds with front right damage. Interesting. Did he get that by himself? I would imagine he got it after the long right hander. We'll just have to wait and see if he comes into the pits or not. It doesn't look like it, no, so he's going to stay out with the damage. It doesn't seem to be costing him too much time to Ferky the Viper behind. And talking of Ferky the Viper, he's got Tiger Assassin right behind him as he gets past one. But he's going to get past both of them. He's got past Simmerber on the straight, and he goes down the inside of Ferky the Viper into turn 1. Ferky the Viper's going to try the switchback, but is unable to what? Ah, dear. Sorry. GT Sport likes to do this, and that's not the way you want to... Connor, that's... Next time you spin, don't do it when the camera's glitching. No, I'm only joking, mate. Unlucky. So, Connor, where did he spin, actually? He's got a 5.3 second penalty for spinning. That's really interesting. But Ferky the Viper and Simmerber going side by side into the quick right-hander downhill braking zone, and Ferky the Viper is able to defend his 3rd place, and Simmerber, as Ferky the Viper actually goes really wide, and he's doing a bit of rally style drifting in the BMW. Can we just get a quick replay on that real quick? That was an interesting saying. But just look at it. He runs wide, loses the rear, and almost careering into the path of his fellow Porsche. I say fellow Porsche, the Porsche driver of Simmerber. And so we've actually got a fair few gaps forming now between some of the drivers. Toussaint still with that damage, and Tiger Assassin's closing the gap down 4 seconds. It was 6.7 earlier when Ferky the Viper was in 2nd, so he's done really well to gain that time. And he's actually just set the fastest lap of the race, a time 2/10 quicker than what he's done in qualifying, as Ferky the Viper is into the pits. He's in for his first stop of the race, repairing that rear damage, and he's also going to put in some fuel. What tyres will he go on to? Goes onto the medium tyres, so different strategies here already from the Turkish driver. And Simmerber's got front damage, and Finn in the Ferrari has front damage as well. I'm not too sure what's happened between some of these guys. I'm missing all of these collisions. Probably for the best, as he runs a little bit wide, and that's allowed Kez to go down the inside. And you can see there Epic in the background is close on these two, but they're going to go side by side now down the hill. But I don't think Finn's able to fight this battle much longer. He does have that front damage, and he will be struggling a little bit as he runs a little bit wide. That Ferrari's quite hard to control sometimes. It's a little bit snappy, but if you can control it, it is a really fast car in this year's game. I say this year's game, this game's been out for 3 years, but with the recent BOP updates, we've had a few BOP updates actually. The Aston Martins had a few, I believe the BMW, I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on in-game updates. I'm not too, I don't really look into it that much. But besides that, Tiger has actually closed down the gap to Toussaint. Now 1.2 seconds. So Toussaint struggling with that front damage, and also Tiger's got fresh tyres on. Sorry guys, just having to take a quick drink. All this action as Finn comes into the pits, and he was on the hard tyres. Interesting from the German driver. That promotes Epic up into 5th place. He's 3.1 seconds behind the driver in 4th, or Kez. But Tiger has closed down the gap. Sorry, to Toussaint. Now only 6.5 tenths. Toussaint does have that front damage and front right suspension. The lap car of Connor getting out of the way nicely, as they're going to go side by side into the fast right hander. I'm not sure they're going to battle it out too much, and Tiger swiftly goes through Toussaint on those worn mediums, and Connor's looking into the back of this. He's like, oh, I want some of this on his fresh softs, and he's actually going to, oh, he almost looked for the move on Toussaint, and almost getting really close to the rear of the Aston Martin in the Audi, using the default livery. So he hasn't, I think that's I believe that is the default. No, I think the default livery's got more red, and Connor doing some drifting through the final corner. I'm not sure that the Audi R8 LSM is designed for drifting, but the you seem to have done that really well. It might have cost you a fair bit of time, considering you're 3 minutes behind the leader, but we'll just ignore that. Did see him spin earlier, so he might have pit for damage from the spin. But that promotes Tiger into the lead of the race, followed by Toussaint. Simmerberg's got himself up into the podium position, still with front damage. Oh, that didn't give me Kez there. Kez also on the soft tyres, moved his way up into 4th place. Epic in 5th. He's on the medium, so he's going to be going a little bit longer than some of the guys on the softs. The gap's opened up actually, and we've got yellow flags. Who is the yellow flags for? Is it Connor? It is Connor, and he's picked up right damage. So unfortunate way in this track. It is a tricky track, but that is why this track was chosen. It's meant to designed to test the driver's skill, and doing it backwards just makes it even more challenging. And he's cut a fair few corners. That's going to be a hefty penalty. Just give it a few minutes. Oh, only 2 seconds. Interesting. I was expecting at least 5. As up in front we got Kez and Simmerberg going battling up ahead. Just having a quick look. Epic getting past the lap car, but the two teammates are going to go side by side into the downhill section. I'm not sure they're going to battle it out too much. And Kez makes his way up into 3rd place. Simmerberg still has that front damage, that front bumper damage that Toussaint also has. But Toussaint's got front tyre suspension damage as well. And so we got Ted. Ted's in 9th place. I don't know what happened to Ted. He was quite high up there. I'm not sure if he's pitted a second time, but Ted's down in 9th place. I don't know what's just happened, but I've lost game audio in my headset, so I'm assuming it's still on stream. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, so I've still got the game audio on stream, but I've just seemed to have lost it in my headset. That's unfortunate. But the gap to the lead has opened up to 3.1 seconds. Someone else is in the pits. That's Connister repairing his damage. And Woody's picked himself up a 1 second time penalty, probably for the chicane that Ted is going through now. It's a tricky right-left. And yeah, this track, quite a tricky track. obviously test how much the drivers really want to push, especially through the downhill chicane that I believe Tiger's going through now. There's a left, followed by a right, followed by another left, and then followed by a long right-hander, as he always cut the corner a little bit there, but that might have just been on the limits. I think he had the right of his car on the curb. We just have to wait and see. I don't think it was a penalty. Still had a part of his car on the curb. And hello to Charlotte Glerg in the chat. How are you doing? I've seen you a few times in the F1 races. Good to see you tuning in for the GT Sport League. And Tiger said, if you look at Tiger's time, it says lap 12. He didn't do a time. I don't know whether he got a penalty or if it was if he pitted, but I'm not too sure about that. Toussaint still staying out with his damage, interestingly. On the medium tyres, they're quite worn. Mediums, this track quite heavy on tyre wear with its quick corners and heavy braking zones. But where's our closest battle? I believe this is our closest battle on track. Furky the Viper is closing in on Woody, who's got a 9/10 penalty. He'll be serving that soon. It's mediums versus mediums. If you look at the tyre wear, I think Woody's probably got a little bit more tyre wear to his Subaru. And this hopefully should be a good battle. It's our only on-track battle currently. Most of the drivers have spread out a little bit. There is a battle. Oh no, I think that's Tiger and approaching a lapped car up top there. So we'll just keep on board with Furky the Viper and sorry, Furky scrapes the barrier. That could allow Furky the Viper to go round the outside and make his way up into 5th place. A little bit of lag, but Toussaint's into the pits. What tyre will he come out on? This is going to be interesting. I believe it's going to be another set. It is another set of mediums, so potentially a 2-stop from Toussaint. He's taken. And Furky going, Woody looking for a tuck in behind Furky the Viper. We saw Furky the Viper get the 5th place through the downhill S's of Sector 4. But this is our closest battle on track for now. Let's get some involvement in the chat if you guys have any questions or anything you just want to say. A little bit of conversation. Charlotte Glau, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about you? You know, the first race of the season. It's always an interesting one. As Simmerberg's actually he's pitted and repaired his damage. Pitted for the soft tyres, and that's Woody into the barrier. He's got a penalty, no damage in this from Simmerberg's point of view. And let's just try and unpick what happened. So both of them ran, so all 3 of them almost ran wide. Oh, so Woody actually, Woody didn't lose the rear, he was avoiding the BMW with the loosey-goosey rear. Gotta throw that phrase in there somehow. And there we go, Furky the Viper. Ted has left the session. Where have all the drivers gone? Math Game has left the room. Oh dear, what's happening? Ah dear. I'm sure that's Scatting Inches got blue flags, also a 3.4 second time penalty. Math Gamer says he pushed the wrong button and I'm not in the game. Unfortunately, because this game is designed the way it is, you cannot rejoin. But now, well, you can rejoin, but you'll be put in the spectator box, spectator mode, and if you want to commentate with me, hi. But anyway, Furky the Viper now having to defend from Finn. I don't know what my spectator cams are doing, but anyway, Simmerberg we've got a battle for 4th here between Simmerberg, Woody, Furky the Viper, and Finn. It's a Ferrari, a BMW, a Toyota, and a Porsche. So it's looking to be a very nice variety of cars battle, let's put it that way. Probably not the best way to put it, but that's what we're going with. Furky the Viper is actually looking for a move on Woody here. He's going to try and go down the inside of the Supra, and Woody actually serving a little bit of his penalty. Tiger Assassin's into the pits from the soft tyre. I thought it was on the mediums, but he's in from the softs, and we'll see what tyre he goes on to. Real quick, we'll cut back to that as the Epic's also into the pits. But meanwhile, we've got the battle for 5th place. Tiger boxes for the mediums, puts 100% of fuel into the car. and that promotes Toussaint into the sorry, Tiger's actually still into the lead of the race. But Epic also pits. We've got a battle here between Woody and Finn now. The Ferrari driver closing down the Toyota. Only 3/10 separate. Simmerberg, then we're going to have a monstrous battle here, as you can see in the background. Finn getting pretty close to the back of Woody, close enough to maybe look for a move. Not too sure. And not quite yet. But there's Simmerberg's lost a little bit of time to Epic. Epic on those fresher mediums. Pitted for the mediums. We've got a slower moving car of Scouting Ninja. He's going to be waved for the blue flags. Let's Epic go by. Let's see how let's see how Simmerberg negotiates it. He's been waved the blue flags, and thankfully this game ghosted him. I was hoping that didn't end in a collision. But Finn's actually got past Woody's. Woody's picked up a 4/10 penalty, and his front left medium is really looking to be quite worn after 15 laps. I don't know if he's pitted. Not sure. I don't think he has. I could check the lap times, but I'll do that in a little bit. And Furky the Viper, I thought he was going side by side with someone, but he's just getting past the lapped car. But yeah, we've kind of reached that stage in the race. So it'd be great if my microphone was actually working. Hope you guys can hear me now. Okay, alright, perfect. Anyway, just let me know if my mic does cut out. I do apologise about that. But let's just see if anyone's got damage. I don't believe anyone's got damage. We've got a few penalties towards the back. Skeleton Ninja with a 5/10 penalty. We're running strict corner cutting penalties. Woody with a 2/10 penalty. The stream is bad. The stream's blurry. It's not blurry on my screen. I don't know what's happening there. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me just try and change something. If I do that and then that, okay, this might be better. Is it better? I don't know. Oh no, well, that's just great. Okay, I don't know why it's blurry. Let me just leave the spectator cab and join it back. Let's see if that changes anything. A little. Alright, okay, I'll just keep an eye on it. I don't know what that could be. I've literally got everything turned off in my house to allow for the best internet connection. If you didn't watch The Freshman League last season, go check that out. I disconnected about 17 times. But my internet should be good. It could be my keyboard. I do have a keyboard connected in for the spectator cam. Ah, yes, it is a bit blocky. I know what you mean. Let me... is this gonna fix it? I have absolutely no idea what's happening. It was good at the start. Okay, so... Right, bear with me for just 1 second. Right, that might have fixed it. I'm not too sure. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave it. I'm afraid. I don't know what else I can do. All right, I do apologise, guys, for the nice English. Nay, what am I trying to say? I'm sorry for the bad quality. Don't know what's happened there. But the gap between two Saint and Tigers come down to 3.9 seconds. We currently got Epic in 3rd place, Simmerbert on really worn tyres in 4th, Kez in 5th place, he's in the Beetle, Woody with a 10th penalty, he's in 6th place, Berkey the Viper is actually having a battle with Finn, so let's have a watch of this. While nothing much else is happening on track, we've got a Ferrari versus a BMW. The BMW's picked up damage. The Ferrari doesn't have damage, but he's on the super soft tyre, so he's going to be roaring through the field today. However, those tyres are going to go off after a few laps. And with the traction, with the grip, he's going to look for a move on the right hand side. It will be the outside line. And he makes his way up into 7th place. Good move. A little bit snappy on the front end. That Ferrari a little bit twitchy. And but he's moved himself up into 7th place. Good stuff from him. But currently we've got a British 1, 2, 3 in this race. As Ferkey's into the pits to repair the damage. I don't know what's up with Scouting Ninja. It says he's not behind Ferkey. There's no delta between him and Ferkey the Viper. I'm not too sure what that's about. But look at the tyre wear to Simmerbo's tyres. He's surely got to make another pit stop in this race. Let's just check. I'm just going to check now if it's got any better. Has it got any better in the past few minutes? I can't see it. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Obviously, this happens in the first race of the season. Oh no. Sorry, I can only view the comments now by my the PlayStation. I'll occasionally try and get Twitch back up on my phone. I have no idea what's happened there and why it's so blocky. Right, let's try this again. Anyway, let's have a look for some action. I don't believe we've got many overtaking, many battles on track with 23 minutes left to go. So I'm going to take this moment to mention something new that's coming to the future. Someone was speaking to me about this earlier today, and we've got some Gavra Racing t-shirts coming soon. I think it's happening. I can't quite remember if it's 100% or not. I believe it is though. But we're going to have some Gavra Racing merch coming in the next few weeks or potentially months. I'm not too sure when it's arriving. Like I mentioned earlier, I only know some brief information. But if you want to find out more, believe message Gav for more info. Gav on either Discord or PlayStation. He's usually around to message you if you would like to get some merch or a t-shirt or something. But I'm sure in the future more will be explained. I think it was announced to me yesterday or the day before. I don't know too much about it, but that's what I can say for now. Simaba and Kez are both into the pits. Kez only had 4% of his fuel left, so he's timed his strategy well and is into the pits. Meanwhile, the gap at the lead has kind of stayed fairly consistent between the top guys. Let's have a look at the fuel. Epic and 2 Saint have not as much fuel as Tiger does, so Tiger's actually done well to conserve a lot of his fuel. But yeah, stay tuned for some merch. It's going to be great. I can't wait personally. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to be made, what's going to be happening, and you know, the plans for the future. Obviously, we've recently hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I believe we're at 1.01 subscribers, which is excellent. Make sure to pop a sub on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Twitch as well if you have Twitch Prime. To you know, and then you can get to watch some of this glorious Gavra Racing content that we make for you guys. League racing in both F1 GT Sports, and if you join the Discord channel, you'll be able to see the Project Cars 2 races that happen. We've got two Project Cars leagues as Epic comes into the pit, 2 Project Cars leagues, a GT Sport league, and 5 F1 leagues. F1 seems to be a pretty popular game this year. So you've got the Academy, the Freshman, the Premier, Super League and the Weekend League. We've got 2 Project Cars. I believe it's a Ford Focus, and I can't remember. This is really bad, actually. I do apologise, guys. But I believe it's a... Oh my god, I can't remember, but I believe a Ford Focus. Sorry, the Ford Escort, not the Ford Focus. The Ford Escort is one of the leagues. So go check that out on the Discord. Once again, I do apologise for the blurry and sorry for the blurry screen. It's not blurry on my screen. I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, hopefully it gets better throughout the season. Could just be Twitch. It's my first time streaming on Twitch. I'm not too sure what's happening there, but yeah, make sure to go check out the other videos here at Gavra Racing, the F1 former GT Sport and Project Cars videos, and make sure to tune into the podcast. Me, Tiger and Toussaint, as Math Gamers joined the room, and Toussaint's into the pits, and he only had 1% of his fuel left, so he's lucky he made it into the pits without running out on the medium tyres. And 20 minutes to go. I'm sure this will be his final stop in the race. And why is it so blurry? I'm so sorry, guys. I do apologise. And Epic has got ahead of Toussaint now, so both drivers with a fair bit of fuel and fresh medium tyres are going to be going at it here towards the end of this race. Epic has jumped Toussaint in the pits. I don't know what happened to Toussaint, whether he had a slow in lap or something. Yeah, slow in lap. God, I don't know what's happened there, but will mean that he can go on the charge now with those 1 lap fresher medium tyres on the other Aston Martin. He's in the Aston, isn't he, Epic? Yeah, Epic is in the Aston Martin. So, Toussaint getting a little bit blocked, just a little bit. Not too much though. It's cost him about 5/10. Who is it? Scouting Ninja, and he's got rear damage somehow. I don't know how he's got rear damage. I don't think he collided with anyone. But now we're going to see a charge between the 2 Aston Martin and 2 British drivers here towards the end of this race. 17 minutes to go. Your previous week Premier Series and GT Sport champion, the first GT Sport champion and the first Premier Series champion. So we'll just keep an eye. The British Racing Green Aston Martin against quite a vibrant Aston Martin. I don't know what quite to say in terms of colours. I think vibrant's a nice word, as Epic actually sets a new personal best on his lap time. And as Dutchy rightly notes in the chat, Toussaint didn't actually win a race last season, but his consistency is what gave him the top place in the championship. And I'm sure Dutchy's about to say the fact that he joined halfway through the championship is another reason why Toussaint won the championship, but I'm sure we'll let everyone have their different views on that. I don't want to get too much involved with everything, like, you know, as yeah, Dutchy's just confirmed that that's right. I believe Dutchy picked up 6 wins last season out of 7 races, maybe 8 races and 7 wins. I can't quite remember 8. So yeah, he'll be joining us next week, hopefully, for round 1 in Brands Hatch, as Toussaint's closed the gap now to Epic. It's only 5/10. 2 Aston Martins will be going at it. 9 races, 8 wins is Dutchy's record. That's a pretty good record if you ask me. Meanwhile, my F1 record is like 40 races and 2 wins. So 41 races and 2 wins. So not the greatest, you could say. But when you compare it to Dutchy's, you know, it's not great, let's be honest. But Tiger's into the pits now. And he's leaving the pit lane, leaves the pit lane in front of Epic and Toussaint, but the battle for second place continues as Toussaint sets a personal best of 34.6 on the medium tyres, and he's tucked in right behind the Aston Martin driver of Epic. And we'll get an onboard shot from Toussaint, and you do have to start small, Dutchy. I'll give you that. What's the rate? 1 to 20 ratio, so for every 20 races I get 1 win. Meanwhile, for every 1 race you get 1.1 win. That's an interesting ratio, you could say. or you could just, you know, keep it at 9 to 8, but it's a pretty good record compared to my 2 to 41. But anyway, besides that, Toussaint now trying to push as hard as he can to close in on Epic. Tiger's only 2.7 seconds up the road. He's on fresh mediums though, but Epic does have an under-fueled tank compared to the 2 guys in front and behind him. He's in an Aston Martin sandwich, in a BCMR sandwich, you could say. The 2 layers of bread, the top layer of bread slightly pulling ahead though, and The bottom layer of the bread is firmly, I don't know how to go along with this analogy, but Toussaint's actually going to look for a move into the final corner, down the inside, and on those fresh mediums is able to get the move done, and my throat is killing me already. Oh, sorry guys. But yeah, make sure to follow us on, join us on Discord, like and subscribe on the YouTube when this gets uploaded. Follow on the Twitch and everything. Do all that fancy pants stuff. We've also on Insta and Twitter if you want to chat with us on there. We do have an Insta and Twitter account which is managed by Tiger Assassin, who's currently pulled out a 3.4 second lead, almost 3.5 now. As Epic's actually going to look for a move on Toussaint round the outside into turn 4. Toussaint goes into the middle of the track, and there's contact between the two drivers. Quite a bit of contact actually. I'm not too sure what happened there. We'll get a replay and onboard from Epic's point of view. We'll have another look at this. Toussaint in the middle of the track. There's room on the outside for them to go, and Epic just turned a little bit. From my point of view, I'm not a steward or anything, but I see that as Epic turning in a little bit too early. Toussaint left the room on the inside. Epic wasn't far enough. He wasn't too far forward to be able to make the move. No damage done to both cars, but Epic's going to have to tuck in to third place for now. 4 tenths behind the other Aston Martin. Is I'm sure these two will be great rivals in the future, but Tiger's pulling out a lead here, 3.4 seconds, and Connor has unfortunately left the session. It is only pre-season though. So just to get used to the new rules and regulations, get back into the racing style, and yeah, just like the weekend league, it's only pre-season. No points are awarded, but while we're on the topic of points, I might as well mention the new addition of the fastest lap points. Similar to Formula 1, if you do get the fastest lap of the session by the end of the race, you will get an extra bonus point. So currently Tiger Assassin will be picking up an extra 1 point in this race, but there's no points for this race. Only pre-season. First race of the season is at Brands Hatch. Feel free to join us. Same time, same place. Well, not same place, same time, but same place on Twitch. Different track and country. Here we're in somewhere in Japan, and next week we're going to somewhere in England. Brands Hatch. That's just. I'm so lonely in the commentary box. I wish I had someone. But Woody is into the pits from the medium tyres. Look how worn those mediums were. As I don't know how he's been able to keep it on the track with those mediums on the car. But riding on board with Toussaint, if we look behind, you can see the British flag, followed by the BCMR Racing team on his rear wing. I wanted to say rear ring, but that's not right because that's not English. And Epic's actually looking quite feisty here. He's tucked in quite nicely behind the other Aston Martin. We're looking for a good exit here. We're going to keep with this onboard backwards shot actually in the run down to turn 1. Will Epic go for a move? He doesn't decide to go for anything yet. Just looking down at the rest of the drivers, we've got Furky with a 1 second time penalty, Kez with a 5/10th penalty, but I believe this is our closest battle on track, the battle for second place. Tiger has lost a little bit of time, 2.6 seconds between him and Toussaint. Toussaint sets a new personal best sector, so Epic sets a new personal best sector after setting his personal best last lap. The blue flags are being waved. I think that's for the Scouting Ninja. Yes it is, and that was really close to the front of Toussaint's car. Well, I thought it looked close, guys. I do apologise, that actually wasn't quite close. It wasn't close, but you know, as I say, it's close. Sorry guys, my throat is gone. I've not been feeling too great over the past week and a bit now actually, but back here in the commentary box. I'm also in the commentary box for the Freshman League and the F1 side of things. So join us then on Tuesdays. But But yeah, this has been a pretty good race actually. Things seem to have settled down a little bit, but we've got a great battle here for second place. Toussaint and Epic going at it, and the gap is actually coming down to Tiger. Maybe Tiger's conserving a little bit of his fuel. The gap now 2.1 seconds between those guys up front. So we've got 9 minutes left in the race. I didn't mention at the start, I don't think I did actually, so that's really bad for me, but we do have a 60-minute endurance race. I don't know if you can call 60 minutes an endurance race, but technically it is endurance race format, so there are no set number of laps. We get cut. I'm currently on lap 32. I think there's going to be about... Ooh! Sorry guys, Epic losing the rear. Let's get a nice quick replay of that. I don't know why we're looking behind. Why can't I change the camera? Thanks game. Anyway, can I not change? There we go. Anyway, so yeah, that's running wide has cost Epic a lot of time to Toussaint. The gap now 2.1 seconds, but Toussaint's closing the gap down to Tiger Assassin up front, so we're going to maybe see a potential move for the league as Finn is into the pits with engine damage. Let's try and rewind this. Oh, it's too late. I didn't quite see what happened. I do apologise, Finn, and to you guys watching. I didn't quite see what happened. But where's the closest battle and trap? Epic Pits. Interesting. What tyres? He goes onto the super soft and has come out behind. Oh no, he's come out ahead of Kez, who's actually pitted from the soft tyres. Does he go onto a set of super softs too? Let's just keep an eye on this. He does. He pits for a set of super soft tyres. So Tiger's fastest lap might be at risk with the likes of Epic and Kez all on the super softs. Anyone else on the set of super softs? I don't think they are. Scouting Ninja's got rear damage again. He's slowing down to let Epic go round the outside. But we're down to 9 drivers. We do have 13 in the league. Play Dutchy and Ted and it's Julio were unable to make it to today's race. I know a few had work. I don't know about some of the others. But the gap is coming down between Tiger and Toussaint. The two teammates here. Will we see a Mercedes team tactic, or are we going to see a McLaren style free-for-allers? Oh dear. Just a nice casual lag. But anyway, Tiger leads this race. He started on pole. He's pretty much led most of this race since since Toussaint's picked up the damage. Now 7 tenths between the two. 6 minutes to go. This is what we love to see as Epic comes into the pits with front damage. The damage is repaired. And where is Kez? Kez is going to look for it down the inside. Doesn't go for it down the inside. I don't know what happened to Epic. But unless he pressed too hard, I don't think he came into contact with anyone. But now we've got a battle on for the podium and for the win of the race. Kez is right behind the Aston Martin driver. I'm still getting used to what cars everyone's driving. But this is going to be a great battle as Kez actually sets a personal best first sector. Looks to move down the inside, unable to make a move into turn 4. Yeah, turn 4. As he makes his way now into the fast left, right. And he approaches to the left, to the right, the left, and then for the another right wall, all braking at the same time. Furky the Viper pits from the medium tyres. He only had 13% of his fuel left. But looking at the map, the two leaders are still keeping a constant gap. Kez is really pushing. He's gone almost 3 tenths quicker than his personal best. Meanwhile, the gap up top is 7 tenths of a second. Epic 7 tenths ahead of Kez. And this would be a great battle we're going to have on our hands within the remaining 5 minutes of this race. Battle for the lead and a battle for third place. I don't believe there are any other battles looking further down the field, but overall it's been a pretty clean race for most of these guys. They haven't collided with each other as much as they've collided with themselves, which is really good to see. It's good to see that it's only driving mistakes rather than a racing incident. But here we go. Krez is tucking into the slipstream. Epic pulls over to the right, left-hand side, the inside, and goes down the inside into turn 1. Epic's going to try and hold it round the outside, but he's unable to do so on those super soft tyres. And that's promoted Kez up into the podium positions. Only pre-season for now, but this is a great start. Good start to practice overtaking as Toussaint and Tiger now. Only 5 tenths between those two. It's really good to see clean racing from these guys up top in the dying minutes. We all know actually Kez has set the fastest lap of the race for 1:33.666. And that's probably cursed him for the race and probably the entire league after I said that. If you don't remember GJ, he was really unfortunate with his incidents, either being collected or just spinning on the with using the Subaru. But Kez has almost lost the race. I don't know if he was defending the inside. It's hard to tell from that camera angle. But Tiger and Toussaint now only 3 tenths separate the two BCMR drivers. Look at their tyre wear. Toussaint's really been pushing in these few laps, but Epic is now gaining on Kez. He's set the fastest lap of the race. 3 tenths now between those two, but Toussaint's going to be in the slipstream in the run down to turn 1. We're going to get an onboard. I don't know why the mouse is in the middle of the screen. Not close enough to go for a move. I don't know how much these two are going to be battling up front. The two teammates might be having some team orders there, but we're not quite. We don't know what's going to happen between those two. 3 minutes left to go in the race, so it's about 2 laps to go here in the Kyoto driving park. I don't think I actually mentioned the name of the track. I think I said Kyoto, but Epic's going to dive it down the inside into turn 1, and he's been able to make the move stick. Really nice move from him, late on the brakes, tucked into the slipstream, nicely down the straight, but Kez isn't going to give this one up without a fight. He's going to look for the inside into turn 2, doesn't quite make anything of it yet, but meanwhile we've still got a battle going up for the lead between Toussaint and Tiger. Only 4 tenths, 3 tenths now separate the two Aston Martin drivers, the two BCMR drivers. Will we see a good battle between the number 9 and the number 27, or will we see some team orders? I'm not sure. Toussaint's actually got the move down on Tiger, but Tiger's going to look for a move down the inside. The two leaders going side by side into the long right-hander. It's annoying that those names are, they both begin with T and they're almost equal lengths. It's hard to tell when they're moving around, but only a tenth separates those two. Epic has got a second clear of Kez. I don't think Kez has any damage. I think he just made a little bit of a mistake. 2 minutes to go in this race now, and it's Tiger versus Toussaint for the lead. The two BCMR drivers will be going at it for the lead of this race, for the win in the first race of the season. Not the official first round, but the first race of the new season, season 2. And Toussaint's in the slipstream. He's going to look for a move down the inside into turn 1. And for now, he is leading this race with only 1:30 left to go in the session. There's not many overtaking opportunities around this track, but there are quite a few potential overtaking opportunities if you have the courage, the grip and the skill to try it round the outside, down the inside, especially into the S's or the long right-hander where we saw Tiger get back past Toussaint. But Tiger's struggling a little bit he doesn't have as much tyre wear as Toussaint, so maybe Toussaint's kind of found a nice rhythm with his tyres, or maybe Tiger's conserving fuel. I don't think he is though, with only a minute left to go in the race. Epic has pulled out a 1.6 second gap to Kez behind him, but the battle is still continuing up top. The two British drivers in the Aston Martin. Tiger seems to be struggling a little bit, but Toussaint's got his warning light. That generally means about 3 to 5 laps of fuel left, but only 6 tenths separate the two drivers. 30 seconds left to go in this race. I'm not sure they're going to make it to do another lap. It's going to be really close actually. They might be able to do another lap. We might get another lap of racing for the lead between these two guys. These two are hopefully going to put on a really good show for us in the next 12 weeks. Obviously we've got Play Dutchy who isn't here tonight. We've got a few other drivers who aren't here, so we're not going to be able to see their pace, but with 3, 2, 1 seconds left to go, that is it, and Toussaint will cross the line to win the first pre-season the first race of the GT Sports Championship. Tiger Assassin will finish in second, a 10th behind his teammate Epic. After pitting, I think 4 times in this race, will come across the line and hand himself the final step on the podium. A good job from him. Had a really nice battle with Kez, who finishes in 4th place. Also picks up the fastest lap of the race. In 5th place, Simaba comes across the line and finishes in 5th place. Spin comes across the line to finish in 8th. Scout Ninja coming through the final corner now. He has rear damage. I don't know how long he's had that rear damage for, but in the Mercedes, running up to the line, and finishes in 9th place for this race. Woody has Woody span on the final lap, and that's to allow Fergie the Viper to go through. Oh my days, let's get a really quick replay of that before the end of the race. Woody, look how warm those soft tyres are. Let's see what happened. He's ran wide onto the curb, and round goes the Supra. Fergie the Viper will cross the line to finish in 6th place. He's going to have to serve that penalty though. He doesn't have to be fair. He will get a second penalty if he doesn't serve it. But crosses the line in 6th place, and then Woody, after spinning on the final lap, comes across the line and finishes in 7th place. And a really good performance from all the drivers today. It's the first race of the season. You can't expect too much from all of them. Some of them I felt have only just got the game, to be fair. But here is your race winner. Finally, he wins the race. It might have been a pre-season race, but yeah, there's your man. Toussaint 0208 wins the first race of the season, the pre-season race. That has been the first race of the GT Sport season here at Kyoto. Just going to do that just so we can see a car. There we go. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me in the chat. Thank you, Black Country Mush, Scout Dan. At least you tried. Got to learn to learn for next week. It's all about practice. Practice makes perfect, as they say. I know people say you can't be perfect, but practice makes practice is good. Just get some practice, and you got 7 days to do it. And I think we've messaged a few times before, so yeah, if you we can go back and talk about some things. Congratulations though to Toussaint for the race win, Tiger and Epic for the podium. But that has been it from me in the GT Sport League for now. Join us next week for round 1 at Brands Hatch, 8:30 UK time. No, it's not 8:30. 8 o'clock UK time, 7 o'clock CET. You can do the rest. What's after 7? No. Yeah, 8 o'clock if you're in Scandinavia. If you're in America, it's 5 hours behind, so roughly, well, what's 5? I don't know. What time is it? This is really bad. It's about 1 o'clock in America, if you're watching in America. Hello. So I've kind of gone on a little bit, but thank you to all the admins who have helped organise this first race of the season. Thank you to the Black Country Metal Recovery for sponsoring this race. And stay tuned next week for Brands Hatch. Same time, same place, same commentator. But that's all from me. Goodbye.